Right, so I'm going to have my notes in my hand, so there's no way to hide them.
Everybody's going to have your, no, that's okay. Notes are all right.
Yep.
Okay.
It's better to have notes in your hand. It's always, they taught me this in school, because people don't know what to do with their hands
That's right.
when they're on camera. So if you have something in your hand,
Keeps you busy.
it's less, you start doing one of these, you don't know where to, it's uncomfortable to
Right.
not have something you
Plus,
can-
especially when you sit next to some of these guys. So, okay.
Don't worry about notes. Everybody who
goosing.
does anything on my TV station always has some sort of notes or script, or even Brian Williams sits there at night and does the news with a script in his hand,
Right.
or a pen. He's always got a pen and a script, so
Interesting.
he can mark off, because they follow along on their script with the prompter. If the prompter ever dies, he's got everything on that prompter right in front of him. He can go through it if he needs to.
Makes sense.
Never thought about the prompter dying, you know. People rely on those things.
Yeah.
Happened to
Well, of course,
it happened to Barack
Happened
recently.
to him
Yeah,
a
but
couple
of course
times.
they have
Or
to-
got out of speed.
yeah, they have double prompters.
Yeah.
And then he was having trouble figuring, you know, the one is saying, and my fellow Americans, the other one's talking about something
If
else.
you get the two prompter guys out of sync, you're really hosed at that point, because now they don't know which one. A lot of people, when they read from a prompter, they'll have a list of things, and they'll go off and start talking about something. But if they go off and start talking about something that's not on the script, the prompter guys go bananas. They start looking.
Oh, to
They start
catch
going
up.
Up and down, up and down, up and down on the prompter to try to figure out where he's reading from, because they don't know. So you got to be careful with that too.
They wouldn't let me be a prompter guy, I'm sure. I'd have some fun with that.
Okay, are we ready?
We're ready.
What you do is when you see yourself come on, this will go black.
Yep.
Okay?
And when it comes back again, you're ready to go.
Okay.
All right? Here we go.
Hello, I'm Ed Melanson with the Norfolk Lions, and I want to introduce these two gentlemen with me. Don Hanson, who is the head of our Community Day celebration this year, and God dang it, Frank, I forgot your last name. Can we start over? Sorry.
Want me to do the introduction?
No, I'll
do
get
the
it. Zolli, I got it.
I unfortunately don't have one of those snap things.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Try again.
Fame is fleeting.
The good news is he got more color now.
Hi, I'm Ed Melanson with the Norfolk Lions, and I'd like to introduce these two gentlemen here with me. Don Hanson, who's heading up our Community Day celebration this year, and the president of the Norfolk Lions, Frank Zolli. Today we want to provide some information on the Lions and Community Day this year, and I'd like to start off with an update on what the Lions have done for this community. Frank, can you give us an overview of what's happening with the Lions?
Sure. As you know, Lions is a long-standing organization worldwide. It's almost 100 years old. 1917, Melvin Jones, a businessman from Chicago, decided to put together a group of business people who could leverage their efforts to try to improve the community. It wasn't long, 3 years, before it was a worldwide organization. And right now there are 1.3 million Lions in the world, with over 70,000 clubs worldwide in many, many countries. It's the kind of organization that can bring the best efforts out of people. You know, for the past several years, the Lions have backed and supported about every organization in the town of Norfolk.
Sure have, yep.
We've raised $70,000 in the last 4 years for efforts that are both at the national and international level and at the local level. When you think about it, our money goes about 60% to local activities such as scholarships, supporting the King Philip Music Association, and then the rest of the money goes to things like aiding the fight against blindness and the earthquake in the Caribbean. $3 million has been sent to the Caribbean already in aid of the Haiti relief efforts there,
Just from the International Lions, right?
just from the International Lions. So it's the kind of organization that brings people together, and you can see where your money goes. You can see the efforts become reality.
And I know in Norfolk that we have steadfastly supported the Norfolk Food Bank.
Yes.
As well as Norfolk Together for fuel assistance for families.
That's right.
You mentioned scholarships. A lot of local organizations that request some financial support, and we're there to help them.
And Community Day is a little bit of a shift from that, in that this is a celebration of the community to help bring everyone together and generally just have a good time. It's one of those events that the Lions put on that's not really a fundraiser. It's more or less something that we do just to get everyone together and enjoy a nice spring or summer day.
And this year, it's June 12th, so mark your calendars, all right? It's the 18th year of the Norfolk Lions Community Day. And that's Saturday, June 12th. It starts at 11:30 till 4 o'clock.
There you go. Why don't we walk through some of the things that are going to happen this year, some of the highlights of the event. I think many folks in town have been to the event in the past, and there's still going to be a lot of those sort of things. But let's talk about what we've got lined up for this year.
Sure.
First thing that's up from our entertainment perspective, as you know, we have a stage that we put on a bunch of different things every year. We're going to start off with the King Philip Jazz Band. Peter Towson is going to lead the group, and we'll have probably about 35-40 minutes of some pretty good music. What else we got going on?
Well, after the KP Jazz Band, we have Henry the Juggler, and Henry's going to put on a great performance. He was with us last year. People really enjoyed it. He's both a comedian, a little bit of magician, and a juggler, and he mixes it all up and puts together a good show. And then Kathy Ryan will come back. She's been with us for all 18 years, her dance studio here in Norfolk, and Kathy's going to have her kids all come out there and give a performance. We always enjoy that. And then after that, we have the kids competition.
That's right. And so this year we've got a hula hoop contest, we've got musical chairs and a water balloon toss. That's a lot of fun. It's also a great Kodak moment, so something to take pictures of as you see some of these, some of our younger citizens having fun. Following up that, we're having our pie eating contest. I don't remember when's the last one that we had, but Jim Lehan will be back to defend his title. I think we've got a number of selectmen this year lined up, maybe all three, and a couple other folks from around town, which should make it very fun and interesting. I'm going to cheat down through my notes here. One thing that we're going to do a little bit different this year, we've got a band, a high school band from King Philip, Pull for Fire, who's going to play late in the afternoon. I think that they play rock and roll, and that'll help end the day in terms of our entertainment lineup.
You know, in terms of those, we call them bouncy rides, but the things that are all filled with air for the kids. We have some of the traditional ones, such as a big circus obstacle course and another one called a jungle combo. But in addition, we have a couple of new things this year. We have something that's called the Bungee Bull, which is kind of like a, what's that bull ride that you see, okay? It's a little safer, not a little safer, it's a lot safer, in that it's all on foam, and basically instead of being a mechanical bull, that's the word I want, it's going to be powered by 4 lions who will be pulling on ropes to ensure that the ride itself is consistent with the age of the person that's on the ride. And we also have something called the Joust. That should be interesting. So a couple of new things this year.
So, very exciting. There's something else that we're going to do different this year, and I think that we've sent home flyers already. We're going to have an art contest this year, and our theme is Scenes Around Norfolk. Maybe I can just take a minute and talk about that. It's open to Norfolk children in the 1st grade through the 6th grade. We're going to have 3 different levels, 1st grade and 2nd grade, excuse me, 3rd and 4th grade, and 5th and 6th grade. And what we're going to do is bring the art together. We're going to have the art judged, and we'll have awards for grand prize for 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place, and honorable mention for anyone that submits. In addition to that, there'll be a gift card award for the major winners. What about this golf ball drop?
This is something new. We're going to have a 50-50 raffle, but this is unlike most 50-50 raffles you've ever had the chance to participate in. We're going to sell 200 golf balls at $10 each. And at approximately 3:15 of that day, one of the firemen are going to take the bucket of 200 golf balls up to the top, and they're all numbered, up to the top of the hook and ladder, and dump them onto in effect, a makeshift golf tee. The ball that's closest to the pin wins right then and there $1,000. So that's
pretty
assuming
exciting.
that we sell 200 golf balls, and we're hoping that the community will step forward. It's great odds, 1 out of 200 to win $1,000. The other $1,000 will go towards local charities and eye research.
We talk about, Community Day, again, 18 years, we've been doing this for a while. We've had many local organizations and businesses that have participated over the years, and we appreciate their active involvement. This year we'll have the same setup. We'll have a number of booths from different communities, each one providing something in their booth that's a theme of the day, helping to raise awareness for specific issues, and also just providing an opportunity for folks that aren't on the bouncy rides or as you're listening to the music to kind of walk around and see things and meet some of your neighbors, meet some of the other people in town. I think that's one of the things that makes Community Day so special. Following up on that, boy, I got something in my throat. Our fire department, once again, is going to be preparing food. We'll have burgers and dogs and the usual stuff. It should be a very good time, so people show up as you're engaging in the day. You get a little bit hungry. Our fire department will be there to help make sure that there's food available. What about, do you want to give us an update on some of the old rides that we've had?
Sure. We will still have the hay ride, the antique fire engine ride, the train ride. This day could not be possible without the generosity of the Holmes family. The Holmes Transportation Complex is where the day is located, for those of you who aren't aware, on Myrtle Street. And they just are so generous in opening up their property to 1,800 people that participate in this day. And part of what they enjoy is the train ride, which is behind the property that he has there, and it goes through the woods. I believe it's about a 1-mile track, and the kids always enjoy that. In addition, we just have many participants, different organizations in town, both for-profit and non-profit, will set up little booths to talk about what they do, how they can service you, things that they may offer that you're not aware of, as well as lots of little games and things for kids, because the intent of the day was a family of 4 could come to this day and have a great time and not spend a lot of money, which is one of the reasons that we have kept the parking, which supports pretty much the funding for this whole day, at $5 for 18 years. It's always been $5 for a car to park. So, lots of different organizations for kids, face painting, different types of games, like you throw a dart at a balloon, different types of things. We'll have basketball shoots, and we'll have speed times for batters of baseball and different things like that.
I'd like to just say that this was originally called Old Time Days, and it was to celebrate the very best aspects of living in a small town like Norfolk.
Yeah, that's right.
And that means simple but fun events. And that's what the day's all about, I think. Simple and fun events.
And I agree, and I think we've done a pretty good job over the years keeping it at that. As we're moving towards closing here, I want to bring up a couple of things. Again, it's a low-cost event day. The biggest cost of the day, I think, is the parking at $5 per vehicle. What makes this day special is 2 things. It's the volunteerism of the people that are involved. We get other community organizations beyond the Lions to help out, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, and others that come out and participate in the day through labor. The other thing that makes this day possible is our sponsors, and without them, this would really be a tough day. It's that financial contribution that's helped us, and I want to highlight a number of our major sponsors this year. The other sponsors are listed on our webpage, as well as we'll have little plaques and a sponsor board at the event. But we want to thank the Holmes Transportation Company, Walmart, Foxborough Federal, Roach Brothers, Prudential Page Realty, Dedham Savings Bank, 1776 Financial Services over in Franklin, Ross Funeral Home and Richard Ross, George Cronin and Sons, who's been a sponsor for, I think, forever, and Environmental Partners. There's a number of other sponsors we've had that have come forth from a financial contribution standpoint, and if there's anyone that's listening to this that would like to contribute, or either in the way of volunteering or financial contribution, please contact one of the Lions. I hope to see everybody on June 12th.
Saturday, June 12th, 11:30.
Come and have a good time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks.